Seneca on LostHeartPhoenixWolf channel. Third video log for today. And I was talking about maybe reading some stories to you guys that I wrote a long time ago. 95, 96 to around 2000, 99, 2000. Just some short stories. And there's been pages and pages and pages of this stuff, and I know it's going to be around someplace. Like I said, it's going to be probably in a storage room, a little small storage room that I have. But it could be in that one junk dresser too. It could be in there too. And that's an old black binder. So I'm going to be checking that out and see if we can. And I'm going to read you guys the stories and what the name is and the dates and show you guys like the words that are on the page, and it's by me. But I don't know if I'm going to do that tomorrow or next day because today was a little bit busy day. I don't know. Okay, I got my timer going. Yeah, okay. Yeah, tomorrow's going to be busy. Tomorrow's what we call the Baby Bones Day, and I'm going to go with friends and help them out a little bit, you know. It's just something I do on Baby Bones days. If I had room and people not be so grumpy and stuff. But that's what I'm thinking about. Doing some video logs, doing some actual stories for you guys that I wrote myself. You guys gotta bear with me because I'm probably gonna reword things because at the time I didn't really have the knowledge of what certain things were called. And I did my research of different monsters and stuff, and it's going to be great. I wish I could find that book again. It's what's it called? The Book of Myth and Legends. I mean, ethical mystical creatures and legendary creatures. And that was such a good book. I love a copy of that. And look at all of them again, and they're all written down in the paper. All these little stories you got. I wish I could find that book again. It was such a long time. That thing was probably like late 80s, early 90s book. But the description was there. These little stories, the way the monsters look. The colorization and stuff. It'd be nice to find a book again. I didn't even think the local library would have anything like that anymore. Things changed. A lot of people are going to the last of the library and just doing the stuff on the internet and by their phone and electronically stuff. And the libraries are slowly, you know, kind of dying out. I should check that out. I don't know. I really don't know. I'd like to own a book again. Or it'd be revised to have more color and stuff. Just thinking about it now, when I had that book in my hand, it's like a nice thick book, and it was like really wide and stuff, and I used to flip through that, you know, in high school days, and I was very amazed by different monsters and names and their origins and what kind of, you know, power they had. And there was even one, oh man, what was that about? Wow. I forget what his name was too. It was there was native story, and then I used that name. There was like a god kind of native guy, and there was a devil kind of native guy, and I forget, you know. Wow. That's such a long time. Now that's going to be on my mind for days. They could find that book again. That book's like my high school days. That is off the reserve. That was like an hour drive or something, hour and a half drive from where I lived if I missed my bus. And that was at that library. Man, that is such a long time. Anyway, Don't know what to say about that. That's just gonna bug me. It's gonna bug me until I get my hands on a book like that again. Like, there was a lot of good stories, the detail, the colors, and the way the stuff that that you're reading about could be true and not true, and you would never know. And then you hear stories about that from other people, or when they were kids, or what they've seen, and it's like it relates back to this book, and there's some stuff in the book about what they were talking about, what they actually seen in real life. But be something that I should do. Like, it's gonna be bugging me now. I mean, I'm not gonna be bugging me right now. I mean, I got in one more vlog after this, and I'm gonna get. No, I'm not tired. What do I have to do after this? Kind of a little bit tired, but that's generally how I feel. Oh, gaming coming up pretty soon, I think. Gaming? Yes, gaming's coming up pretty soon. Yeah. 6:23. I don't know. I can't really think right now. Got so much stuff in my brain, it's just kind of blocked out. Kind of lost track of time. I want to get these vlogs done for you guys. Should be done around 7. I mean, I think I've said that. Unless it was another vlog or I'm dreaming. Like, I'm not really awake yet. Just dreaming about this net. Whatever, anyway. Moving on to, thinking about something else to talk about here. Because there's a lot of different books I read. I mean, there's time when I was like teenager, and if I'm not gaming, not doing stuff, and I'm at school on a lunch break, and I would go and I like sit at a little cubicle and have my lunch while reading a book. And there's some fantastic books. There's some nasty books. There's like the Myth and Legends kind of book like that too. And then there's the one books that I did really like was about wolves. Can't say his name. And there's ones about owls. What was the other one? Oh, there was one. It would when you would read the book. I mean, there was like hundreds of these books. And when you read this book, you would have a choice to go 2 or 3 ways. And if you take one way, it says flip to this page and read up there, blah blah blah. It's like, oh, you can go. Which way would you like to go? And then you have a choice to go the 2 or 3 ways. You pick that up and you go to that thing. And then sometimes at the end, it will lead you to danger. You end up dying, or there's a happy ending, or whatever it may be. There were white books, a little bit red letter on the book binding of it, and I went through all of them. And talk about time now. I was like I could read them, and I think it took me about 3 months. About 3 months. And then there was other books kind of like it, and it wasn't really the same. These books were pretty good. They were interesting. They were good little stories. And then they get into how to build this, how to build that, and questions of the universe, and then getting into space stuff and the moon and stars and all that stuff. And like there's a lot of different books I did read. There's even ones just about mythical creatures and stuff. Not as good as that one book I did read. And some had some good storyline to them. Some good no storyline to them at all. Yeah. And then after that, I started getting into the computer. Very first computer there, doing these little mini games, and usually had to like tell your character to go do this or character to do that, or to climb up a wall to so far and swing over to this far, or you would come to points and you just have to go to like left, right, or no, sorry, forward, left, or right, or backwards if you think you took a wrong path. And there was other ones that would like a little bit of arcade electronic kind of thing, and it was both basically picture flip kind of thing, but your car was actually moving, but it was just glitchy and old and really crappy. But it was actually pretty good. I mean, there was some of my first games were on a floppy disk, like actual bendable disk, and there was a lot of different games on that. And I had a good collection. I had books, like little sleeves and sleeves and sleeves of this stuff. My little, I don't think I had a backpack. I don't think I did. I think I had a duffel bag. I had about 50 of these different games. And I was being very wary if I was going to lend anybody any games like that. Because getting copy of these games and using them on the computer and computering, and sometimes doing the whole lunch, and then sometimes doing after school, and losing track of time because I didn't have a computer at home. And I used to game so much and figure out the different buttons to push, and then at one time I got mad at one game and I just pushed a bunch of buttons, and then it warped me to another level. It's like, oh, I don't have to worry about that level because it made me mad. So then it's like gaming, and I said I'm going through levels, I was like tired, and so decided to do the keyboard thing again and warp me to another level. I didn't know what the key sequence is to actually warp me, but it's like, hey, warp me, warp me, warp me. Let's get towards where, I'm going to be happy with and game a little more and stuff. And there was like a save point too. You could save it, and I guess it'd be in the computer or on the floppy disk or whatever. But there was a lot of cool like mini games on the floppy disk. I played so many different games. That was well after. That's where was it? After, what was that? That was there. I was a teenager. Yeah, I would have my own console at home. Some of those games were on this floppy disk, or games like it. And I had a good collection. And I would go to yard sales. I would go to electronic stores and find these floppy disks in their sleeves and stuff. And some would have a good print, or some of them didn't have print at all, and some were labeled different or a copy of that game. And I'm like, I'm liking this stuff. And I would game after school or hours and hours and hours, and didn't have a computer at home, that I had to just do it there at school. And I spent a lot of time. But anyway, I am at the end of this video now, guys, so I'm gonna wrap it up. So if you guys would like this video, please do hit the like button. Please subscribe to me. Share this video on the channel, my benefit, my benefit me. Please do tell your friends and family about me. Thank you for this video. Tell me you guys watched it. Hope you all have nice days, morning and night. And remember, it's better to be Aboriginal than original.